Welcome back on another episode with Durant, man. Episode 43. How everyone doing today, man?
I'm doing good, doing good. Ready to get the show rolling. Thanks for having me on.
See, yeah, it's your first time on the show, man. Thank you again for coming on. I'd like to see what you got to say for today, man.
I'm ready. Let's go.
What's up, Rudy? How everything?
What's going on, RJ? What's going on, Sebastian? Good to meet you, bro. It's nice to be on the show.
So let's get started, though. So Miami Heat traded for Norman Powell in a three-team trade, send Kevin Love to Utah, and Clippers get John Collins. What was you guys' reaction?
I don't know how to feel about that one because I feel like Miami has too many guards. I don't think Power is gonna fit with what Miami's trying to do. Personally, I feel like Miami should have got a big because I don't like Bam at the five. I think Bam is a true four. The move that the Lakers did to get Aiton, I think Miami should have tried to grab him so he could be their five and let somebody else, fill in that role that Norman's about to fill. Because with the team they have constructed right now, it's what? Hero, Powell. They still got Terry Rozier, right?
No,
They ain't got Terry.
no.
So who's they starting point guard? They're gonna have Hero running point. I don't
Yeah,
like that. I don't like that. Hero's not a true point guard to me. You know what I mean? I think Hero should be the Heat starting two guard. The Heat should have got a point guard to fill that role. If not a point guard, like I said, go get a big and move Bam to the four. Bam is not a five to me. I think Bam is a true four. But that's personally how I feel. I mean, the we got to see. I don't know. We got to see. I don't think Miami should have got Powell. I mean, I don't see where it fit at all. I don't like it. I prefer Miami should have got a big. If the big go get a point guard, like even CP, you should have grabbed CP, had him run the point for Miami. That would have been to me a better move than getting Powell. Cause what you gonna
Rudy.
put Powell at the three?
No, you got to put. I think right now with the yeah, pod three. You got because the point guard is what's the guy name? Davion Mitchell. He's the point guard.
He nice, he nice, but mm-mm. I mean you got to see. Wait till the season starts, see how he fits. But me looking at it on paper, I don't think Powell gonna fit
Because
with what
because
Miami's trying
Powell
to
because
do.
Powell he has to start because the money he's making it talks and how many points he averaged last season
Of
showed
course, of
he could
course. So
score.
Miami has no choice but to throw him into the starting lineup. But
Yeah.
we're gonna see how that whole team gel because we know Hero could. We already know what Hero could do. We know what Bam could do. I just hope Bam could be a little bit more consistent. I felt like after he got that bag, you know, the numbers ain't reflect. Last year he had a down year, but
Yeah.
started picking it up, but it got a little too late. I mean, we're gonna see. If Miami was to get a big, I would have been much more happy to get a true five and move Bam to the four. Or if they didn't want to do that, instead of getting Powell, I would have got CP and had him have him run the point and see how that do in Miami. But I don't know. We got to see. Go ahead, Rudy.
What's your reaction, Rudy?
I disagree with you, Sebastian, on your point of Norman Powell being the right fit for the Miami Heat. The reason I disagree is because actually I can make a case that that's a right fit for him. I'll give you a semi point, meaning that you have some semi point when it comes to Tyler Hero being like a traditional point guard, although that's not a reference to his skill. He has the skill to be a good point guard, but the intention is more of a two guard. But nonetheless, that don't take nothing away from his ability to play point guard. Now it's gonna come down to the coach, the culture, what is it that they're trying to aim, and we already know when it comes down to the Miami Heat. So my overall point on this transfer, RJ, I think that it's a good. Not only is it a good fit for Norman Powell, but also that's a big opportunity for him. For the very first time in his career, where I think that he's going to be the first option offensively. He was obviously with the Raptors, And then I don't remember which other team where he was. And of course, the past 2 or 3 years he was with the Clippers. And not even one time was he the first option. You can make the case when Kawhi Leonard was injured, he became the first option. But James Harden, obviously, he had the ball in his hand all the time, so he was being fed, by James Harden. But I'm looking at this situation as a great opportunity for him because he's a bona fide scorer. He averaged for the past 2 years over 15 points, 2 or 3 rebounds, 1, 2 assists. I think that in Miami, he's going to be a great fit for him, knowing that Bam Adebayo is going to be at the 5. And then, of course, you can, depending on what they decide to do, you can have Tyler Hero be the primary ball handler. And when it comes to Norman Powell, is going to be the first option for them offensively. So now the question might be: is it that does that alone make them a contender? That's another question. But one thing I can tell you for sure, considering the structure of the East right now, I can see, and combined with the culture of the Miami Heat, with the experience of Spoelstra, I can see them making some kind of noise. Whether they're going to make it to the how far they're going to make it, we don't know, but hope for the best for them. But in regards to your question, RJ, I think it's a good fit for the Heat. I think he does have a backbone. He has character. He's a bona fide scorer. I think that's a great fit for him.
It makes sense. It makes sense a little bit, but I don't think he's going to be number one scorer. I wouldn't put him as the number one option over Hero right now. At this stage of Hero's career, with what he's proven that he can do with the Heat, I don't think he's going to be number one option. Maybe 1B, maybe second or third, even maybe, because they do run a lot of stuff through Bam also. But as far as number one option, if they do, great. That's on them. That's not me. But I think they should still keep it as far as being Tyler Hero as the focal point of the Heat offense.
Is he?
Yeah, the reason why the reason why that I inferred to him being the number one scorer, I'm talking about in terms of his responsibility. Because Tyler Hero, although of course he's a bona fide scorer as well, he can shoot the threes, he can go to the basket, but at the same time, as he's going to be the primarily ball handler, of course part of his responsibility is going to be to make sure that everybody's situated, and of course with his tandem with Bam Adebayo and and the rest of the team. I'm looking at Norman Powell. When I'm looking at him, I'm just looking at scoring. You know what I mean? This is exactly what he's known for. He's not known for a passer. He's not known for nothing else but a scorer. I think that his responsibility primarily is going to be to score the basket, as we have Bam Adebayo playing the 5 and Tyler Hero playing the point guard.
Okay, great point. I can see it.
So what about Clippers again? John Collins.
I mean, John Collins, I think he should have stayed in Utah. But we're gonna see. I don't really like him over there too. I never wanted him to leave. They got too many bigs over there. They got Zubac,
Brook Lopez, and Collins.
They let go of what's that runner up for 6 Man of the Year a couple years ago? They let him go.
Who?
Mark. I think his name was Harrell. Marcin Harrell, number 5.
I don't know.
You don't remember him?
Yeah. You done, Sebastian?
I mean, it's just like the power situation. I have to see it to envision it. I can't envision it as of right now. What is he gonna do? If anything, I felt like he should have went back to Atlanta, because now that Atlanta got Porzingis, he could have played the true 4, and Atlanta should have moved him at the 5, Porzingis at the 5, with that team that they got. So you bring him into Clippers, I'm assuming he's gonna come into the starting role at the 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's gonna start.
I like it. Because I thought, for whatever reason, I thought Clippers ain't have a 4. I mean, already had a 4. I like it. With James Harden, Kawhi, Zubac, and him, I like it. I like that fit.
Rudy?
If I were to categorize this move, I would call it a lateral move, meaning that it's just one little step, but it doesn't mean much. But having said all of this, I can foresee a scenario where they can make a good use of him. Remember, he averaged about 6 or 7 rebounds, and of course, I mean, he can. It's not that he's an individual scorer, but he's a threat. He's a lob threat. So I can see a good combination between him and James Harden. Whatever they decide to do with him, either he might. I mean, I'm assuming he's gonna come off the bench, but he probably going to give them some good minutes coming off the bench when Zubac while Zubac is resting. So I can see a tandem between him and James Harden coming off the bench. I mean, when he's coming off the bench. So he's a lob threat. I think he can help them with rebounds, and of course with I would say he can average 10 or 12 points with James Harden easily. And the reason why that I call it the lateral move is because yes, if you by adding somebody like this dude, yes, it will help Zuba resting, maybe prolong. I mean, have him stay on the court more as he will rest better. But at the same time, you cannot tell me this is a move that the Clippers intended to make for them to move forward. Because okay, so you coming back with James Harden, and then you have Kawhi Leonard as the primary scorer for them. But we all know that history is screaming that you cannot rely on Kawhi Leonard. We don't know how many games he's going to play. And granted, he might decide to give you half of the games in the season, but come postseason, we don't know what we're going to get for him. If he's going to be injured, and of course James Harden, we'll know that it's just a no-brainer. There's nothing that he's going to do come postseason. So I don't see overall what's that going to bring to the Clippers. It's just that I can see him just combined with James Harden become a lob threat. Of course, in addition to Zubac. That's all I can see from adding somebody like him in the Clippers.
Okay. So on to the next though. Does Mike Brown have what it takes to propel the New York Knicks to the NBA Finals? What's he best?
I think he does. A lot of people don't.
He just masqueraded himself behind the point guard, but he's not a point guard. He's just a two guard. The Knicks, look at Carl Anthony's facial expression at times. Look at the overall team. They become too predictable. You know what I mean? They know exactly what he's going to do. Bring the ball up, and then just the whole offense is fixated on him. And then every now and then we just pass the ball if somebody's open. I don't think the history is screaming that team don't win championships, especially with that kind of player, 6'2" and ball hogging. It don't work this way.
Okay. But on to the next though. How much pressure is it on Kevin Durant?
Tremendous amount of pressure is on Kevin Durant. A tremendous amount of pressure is on Kevin Durant. Outside of Steph Curry era in Golden State, Kevin Durant hasn't done nothing. He's been on multiple stacked teams.
Preach, brother, preach.
Hasn't done nothing.
Not a thing.
Not a single thing. That is probably not even one of. That is the easiest 2 championship he's in history of sports, period. Kevin Durant hasn't done anything outside of Golden State. So there is a tremendous amount of pressure on Kevin Durant to not only win in Houston. I don't want to say win a championship because that's hard, dude. Like, I need y'all to understand that is hard. But you cannot get to Houston and get bounced second round. That's not gonna cut it, bro. You got to at least get Houston to the Western Conference Finals.
It depends what team too. Like they play against.
No. If these 2 previous situations didn't turn out how it was, then maybe we could be talking about, okay, if you could get Houston to the second round and losing 6 or 7, okay. But, bro, you done left Devin Booker. You played with, Phoenix. You played with Kyrie and James. Nothing. Then you went to Golden State and won 2 rings, but you went to the best team prior to you. You went to the best team. Arguably the best team in NBA history. Arguably the best team in NBA history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yes, Kevin Durant has the most pressure in sports right now for him to win and win big in Houston. If he gets again, I'm not putting a championship on it. That's super hard because he can have a great year, which he did in Phoenix and others' eyes, but not to me. But that's a different topic. But yes, KD has a tremendous amount of pressure to win and win big in Houston. Not necessarily a championship, but if you could get Houston to the at least Western Conference Finals, it'll prove that you can win. But if you win it all, oh man, that's oof. I don't want to hear nothing about oh my God, Curry this, Curry that, da da da. That one ring with Houston will hold more weight than the two he got over with Curry. But go ahead, Rudy.
Question, RJ, is not about how much pressure is in Kevin Durant. The question should be how much pressure does Kevin Durant feel on himself? I think that's the right question. Of course, for the entire world, of course, there should be a lot of pressure on Kevin Durant, considering the talent that he has. He's 7 foot tall, who can obviously rebound the ball past some time. And of course, he's known as a bona fide scorer, top 5 of all time when it comes to scoring. Sheer scoring. He's just a bona fide scorer. Of course, the whole world will scream that, of course, he has a lot of pressure on him. Past, obviously, spent how long in OKC, didn't accomplish jack except for the finals that he get in. And of course, he finagled his way as a coward to go to the Warriors. As we all know what happened, that's part of the reason why I have so much hatred against him, because if it was not about him, LeBron James probably would be sitting there with 6 or 7 rings, and it would be undisputable GOAT. Anyway, that's another topic for another time. So, and of course, he find himself a stacked team, just like you said, Sebastian, with the Brooklyn Nets. What did he do? Not a thing. Okay, so and he moved on and went to the Phoenix, and the Phoenix Suns, prior to his arrival, they were in the finals 2 years from that. He had Devin Booker of the world, right? Top 2 or top 3 best 2 guards in the league. And of course, he had the point guard of Chris Paul, which everybody called point guard. But guess what? He could not have found a way to galvanize them to keep the team intact and compete. And guess what? I think from the moment that he started, he was just looking around and thinking about how much of and thinking about a story in his mind for him to tell, as far as excuse, as far as why they would not be able to make it, and ultimately he just departed from them again. Honestly, it's not about how much pressure that the entire world, see on him. It's about how he feels, and I can tell you, it's not that I'm doing too much psychoanalysis here. I can tell you, he probably won't start the season very great, but guess what? When things started to fall off, he gonna go back home and create the story in his mind and send subliminal as far as why things not working. And then by the end of next year, already packing his stuff for him to leave again. You know what I mean? So KD, I call him I call him a coward anyway. Period. That's what his history is showing. He's such a coward. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
if the victory is not guaranteed, KD would not make the move. He's in a great situation right now with the coach, with Sengun, and obviously with the point guard in Van Vliet. He's in a great situation. But guess what? As we know, the West is stacked. As we know, the West is very competitive. When things go wrong, when things started to go south, KD gonna start sending subliminal, and then make up his mind for him to move to the next team again. So it's not about how much pressure we feel on him. It's about how much pressure does he feel on himself, which I think it's bare to none.
So I have a question though. Like, okay. I want to say something, because I said, like, I think two podcasts ago.
KD apologist. Go ahead.
Listen, KD, the first year he went to Brooklyn, right? Right? You hear Sebas?
I can hear you.
That's the Kobe year, right? I believe that's the Kobe year. Right?
Okay.
What was going on that year when Kyrie what Kyrie had going on? He didn't want to play.
Okay, and that was a big part of it too. Okay,
that was a big part. The second year, right? Second year, what happened? Kyrie got injured.
You still had James Harden.
Kyrie got injured. You're right. But Kyrie got injured because look, they were up 2-0. I get it. But the main reason why they teamed up so they could win. It's not because one could be out, or like, one be out and be two, or you get me?
Okay.
But the third year, right? Who asked for a trade? James Harden. He left because he didn't want to deal with Kyrie. Because remember they had a situation, them two.
Right.
Then Kevin Durant got traded to where? Phoenix Suns, right?
He didn't just got traded.
Wait, hold on. First year he went to Phoenix Suns, right? That was in the mid-season, or that was after the season. That was mid-season, right? I believe.
I think so. It was mid-season, yeah.
They lost. What happened? They lost first round against the Denver Nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
That year,
Was
Denver
it
Nuggets went
Denver?
to the championship.
It was Denver or was it Dallas?
It was Denver. Dallas. Suns played Dallas in the conference finals the year before.
I could have sworn
I could
have sworn Luka.
Where is it that you're trying to go with this?
You're right. I agree.
Where is it that you're trying to go with this, RJ?
I'm trying to go with this because that year that's the year they went to to the finals, the Suns.
Yeah.
Before they got KD.
Yeah, you're right. And when Luka kicked them out, you're right.
The year after when they got KD, right? They lost to one of the best teams, the best player in the league. Right or wrong? Joker was the best player in the league that time.
Jokic?
Yes.
The year that they lost to them, you think Jokic was the best player in the league? I agree.
Joker was the best player because he got.
All right, look. So I'm gonna ask you this. It's okay, and this is for you, RJ, because you know where I'm going with this. It's okay to lose if you lose to the best player in the league. So it was okay that Melo lost because he lost to Kobe. It was okay that LeBron lost because he lost to Dwight, who was the best center in the league at that time. That's what you're telling me. It's okay. It's okay because you lost to the best player in the league that year. It's okay.
I'm not saying that, but at the same time, look where he like the last two seasons. I could say, okay, KD, this is what you have wanted because you got Bradley Beal, you do shit.
Here's what you're missing in your argument. Back, I think almost a month ago, LeBron got caught in some kind of heat when he was talking about the ring culture. The point that LeBron was trying to make, are you here, Sebastian?
I'm listening.
Yeah, so the point that LeBron was trying to make, I think he misspoke because he's not a good speaker. He's a great thinker, obviously, very intelligent, but he's not a great speaker. So he misspoke on his point, and obviously all the haters around the league and on all the shows, they just ran with this saying that trying to make LeBron James look like a fool or a hypocrite, that championship doesn't matter. Obviously, that would never have been the point that LeBron James was trying to make. He was trying to make a point as far as how people just hop on the bandwagon of Michael Jordan bandwagon just because that he happened to have won 6 championships. But where I'm trying to go with all this, RJ, is just like when we talking about championship in the league, RJ, championship, the reason why that he has such a value, RJ, is because championship requires so many things, including luck. I will give you this. Championship, to become a champion, RJ, it requires so many things. And it requires, obviously, the availability. Obviously, it requires the talent, the personnel. It requires the toughness. It required championship pedigree, the grit. It requires so many things.
Yep.
What KD tend to miss, he think that basketball it's just like he think that basketball only means that, guess what? I work myself. I work on my game as far as on the court, right? And then let me just go and play and score 25 points. And if the team don't win, guess what? I score my 25 points. Y'all cannot blame me. That's a wrong way to approach the game. And it's so much so that's the reason why that he made the move, finagle his way to go to the Warriors, because he don't evolve mentation wise. He don't evolve when it comes to his approach of the game. He only think about himself. Guess what? Off season, I'm gonna go work on my game and then come and just score 25 points. It takes way more than that for you to win championship. You have to increase. You have to increase your communication skill. You have to increase. You have to evolve when it comes to your assessment of the personnel of the team. You have to evolve in terms of your relationship with the players, of course, the coach as well. You know what I mean? You have to. There's so many things you have to do for you to win. When we talking about when we revere those who have won the championship, this is exactly what's encapsulated in this. It's a combination of so many talent. So when KD every year or every 2 years he has some kind of excuse, what we pointing out.
But Rudy, this year he did not ask for no trade. He did not ask for nothing.
He didn't.
RJ, come on, RJ, you're not.
He did not.
I agree with that. I don't think KD. Rudy, I don't think KD asked for trade.
KD wanted to stay in Phoenix.
He wanted he wanted it to work out in Phoenix. He wanted it to work out in Phoenix. But
he wanted to stay in Phoenix.
But the fact that Phoenix traded him, that right there speaks for itself too, RJ.
He gives subliminal that he would leave. He gave subliminal. Come on.
He did not want to leave.
The Sun, they're not stupid, RJ. Management, they're not stupid.
Yeah, that is true, RJ. Think about that.
Yeah, come on.
A player like KD caliber, but RJ, think about it. A player like Kevin Durant caliber.
RJ,
you can't say that because
a player like KD, LeBron James, the only thing they have to say just give you a hint, RJ, because they're not going to talk a lot because they know what's going to happen. If you don't trade them, they know how this is going to be a problem in the locker room and trickle down to everybody. They only have to give you a hint, RJ. Remember, go back, look at the podcast that he made with Draymond Green. When Draymond Green was talking in the middle of the season last year, when Draymond Green was asking him about the trade, look how he responded, RJ. He gave you a hint that the team was not a priority for him. He gave you a hint that things were not working.
Yeah, because the team was bad.
No, it's not the team was bad. It is exactly my point.
The fit didn't work.
No.
This is the reason why James Jones stepped down.
RJ, KD's mentality is to look at the greener grass on the other side and not thinking about how to improve the grass that he's on. That's his mentality, RJ. We have too many records for this. He already gave the Suns the hint that he wanted to leave. What else do you want? You have Devin Booker of the world. How about you sit down with management? Hey, we have Booker. We have other people that can play. That's the time for me to just do something for Phoenix Suns. It's not about hopping on every other team that's coming in the rise, RJ. It speaks volume to his character. When was the last time you saw LeBron James did something like that? No. You know what I mean?
LeBron not gonna do that.
If he make a move, he will bring a championship.
LeBron also be blaming other people now.
That's the blame that they put on LeBron James. That's people the Michael Jordan fan and people who don't understand basketball. LeBron James make basketball move, and whenever he makes a move, he makes sure that the team that he's on, that's his responsibility to bring a championship. I'm not even comparing LeBron James to him, but when we look at the talent that KD has, tell me basketball wise, right? Skill wise, what does he miss? Nothing, not a thing. He can score, he can shoot the three, right? He can even post you. But guess what? That's his character, the mentality. He doesn't have it. He doesn't want to address this, and he's scared to be criticized for it. You know what I mean? That's the point about KD. It's not about finding the team for him to win the championship. It's about him looking at himself in the mirror, saying that, yes, that's going to be my responsibility. There's some growth that has to take place in the way they approach this game. Pay attention to him. He has such a big ego in his ability to score the basket. Understandably so, because he's such a bona fide scorer. But at the same time, you have to understand when it comes to the great of the great, it takes way more than just scoring the basket. There's a lot that comes with it, and he's scared to look at himself in the mirror.
Okay, so on to the next though.
And I don't know, RJ. I don't know, RJ. Lately, who you been around that you trying to
Nah, it just like
KD apologist hat.
No, it just
You need to drop
like
this
I'm
off.
trying to see everything because like, bro, the time he was in Brooklyn, it
RJ,
became it get
RJ,
destroyed.
listen, RJ, that's part of life, RJ.
No,
That's
I
part
know,
of life. Nothing's
I
gonna
know.
be perfect. If you
Nothing.
find yourself, you have to. That's part of life. Nothing's gonna be perfect. Nothing's gonna be laid on a silver platter for you. You gotta make it work. You have to evolve.
I know.
Unfortunately, Katie's ego is about. Guess what? I'm gonna work on my jump shot. Can none of y'all guard me? Y'all see why he wrote to 1 week and a half ago when somebody was trying to troll him on the internet, you know. And then he said that LeBron James, nor Michael Jordan, none of them could guard him. You see where he takes his pride, but he forget the gist of the message. The gist of the message is when is it that you're going to do something meaningful for your career beside finagling your way to go to the Warriors?
Okay. On to the
Would it be beneficial for the Pacers to prioritize building for the future and aim for a high draft pick next year?
I think that they need to prioritize building for the future or a high draft pick for the future.
Or the Pacers should um, you know, I would say therefore the Pacers
Because
should
it's a
adjust
wash
to
year.
his
You get me?
absence.
It's like a Boston year. Like no Jason Tatum is like you just got
There's no
so Boston,
there's no expectation for them.
huh?
As far as they should go to the year adjusting to the fact that they don't have Halliburton, there's no expectation. We're going to build. We're going to see who can be ready for the next step. I think that's the right way to go about it because for the same reason that I was saying that Chris Paul would not be the right fit is the fact that we're looking at the structure that they have, the talent that they have. They have people who have intangibility. They have people who have basketball grit. They have character, but at the same time, talent-wise, is not a lot. You know what I mean? It's just not a lot. That's just the reality of it. You see Akam, yes, a good mid range, but he's not a 3-point shooter. You know what I mean? He's not one of those who's going to be consistent in giving you 25 points a game. He's a kind of like overall player, but that's not enough. There's not much talent here. So if I were them coming next year, I would just adjust myself. So I not no expectation whatsoever. Give everybody a chance to show display their skill and see who's ready for the next year.
I agree. I agree. I think they should like go all out this year. Try to win as don't tank. Try to win as much as games as you can. Develop those young guys on the roster, and so by the time Halliburton come back, those guys have a full year under their belt of them being in certain games, end game situations. You know what I mean, and things like that. So yeah, I think they should go all out as far as try to win as much as game as you can right now. Do not tank. Don't aim for a high drive pick. Go out and play ball and try to win games.
But would it be like honestly? I see what you're saying, but at the same time, it's like, where are you fighting for at this point? If you think about business, where are you fighting for?
The fans, the money. It's money involved.
No, the
Anyway.
fans, the fans
I
always gonna be there.
disagree.
The fans
I,
always gonna be there.
I disagree, RJ. I think you cut it the wrong way. Although you may not have, it's just that every team they can tell you every team every year when they start the season, every team has the same aspiration. You
Yes.
know what I mean? As far as what the coach sit down and talk to them about. But at the same time, realistically, there's a different kind of conversation that they have in private. When it comes to the players, okay, of course, you're gonna come in every game. You just you expect effort. You expect everybody to play according to the role. You expect everybody to perform. That's the conversation that you have with the coach. But when it comes to management, you know what I mean? When they sit down and having whatever the conversation they have to have, of course, they're very realistic as far as what they can accomplish because they are businessmen also. They know the history of the league. They know what's capable, what's not capable. They're not foolish. You know what I mean? So there's a difference here in terms of the layers of the conversation and how it happens. The players, of course, they will never tell you that, yeah, you know what, we're just going to blow this year and just, and show up and whatever happened. Yeah, it's never going to be like that.
Okay,
Everybody's still going to be held.
okay. Say you were GM for the Pacers. What would you do?
Realistically, I mean, it all depends on when you say GM RJ, there's a lot that comes with it.
I know.
It's not being talked it's not being talked about in basketball shows. But when you are a GM, there's money involved in terms of how much money you're willing to invest, but also there's basketball thirst, there's basketball hunger. Some of the cities, for some of the team, RJ, they just run business. They're not into winning championship. You know what I mean? You'll be surprised. You know what I mean? So things like that can be a very important point when it comes to the decision. So when I'm looking at the Pacers, what they do, they go in long term. They go for a long run. You know what I mean? They're not a basketball team where we need to. They don't have the pressure like the Lakers of the world, the Boston of the world, the Miami of the world, that they have to be in the finals or in the playoff every year. That's not the Pacers. The Pacers, they go the long run. They develop, they trust young players, and whatever happens. So I think I can, from what they have shown, I think that they're going to make the decision based on that. There's no rush for them. They already over accomplished in the past 2 years. Now that they know what Halliburton is capable of, they're going to give him this year, next year, and then they're going to let him rest and see what happens coming, the season that's coming. They're not into no rush, RJ. Like I said, this kind of conversation is not going to be had with the players because you have to hold them accountable. But management-wise, I know that there's going to be no pressure for them next year.
But also,
Well said.
yeah, I get it. But I mean, what you playing? It's like we playing for the.
Hey man, it's sports. Anything can happen, bro. Them boys
Yeah.
might hit a run. Them boys might get hot, and they might get to the second round, and nobody expecting them. We're not even expecting them to get to the playoffs like that to make
you're
noise.
right.
But
You're
what
right.
if they
You're
get
right.
hot
You're
and
right.
get to the playoffs and
But
lose
the
in
main reason
6 in
why
the
they
second
got so
round,
far
or
because that guy.
even if Indiana lose in the first round next year, people are not expecting them to even get to the first round. So it's sports, and anything can happen in sports. Go all out, play. You got some good young pieces. Your star players out. Let those guys get some real live game reps, pressure situation where they have to make decisions on their own. You know what I mean? So when it comes time to come back next year with a fully healthy Halliburton, they got a lot more confidence under their belt because they've been there, done that.
But yeah, I hear you, Sebastian. But I feel
And
like
it's a
because
business too.
look,
It's money involved.
listen. They missing Halliburton for a whole year. They lost Miles Turner. They don't have no big men.
They could find a big man to come
But
in.
there's not a lot of big men that's
You know what I mean?
play good.
Yeah, OJ, I think, like I said, it all comes down to the culture also, RJ. They're not a Miami team. They're not a Lakers. They're not a Boston. They're not even a New York, where they have they have the chip on their shoulders for them to perform or to represent every year. They are about building. I think what I can foresee happening with the departure of Miles Turner, they're going to allow what's the name of Bryant, who was in the Lakers back 2 years ago.
He didn't resign.
He didn't resign with them.
No.
I think he's a free agent. Well, I don't know.
Ooh.
So I don't know. They probably say
Bryant. He's still a free agent.
I don't know. So I think, like I said, the point is they don't have no pressure on them, RJ, to go back in the finals and the playoff. They're going to go with no expectation, but the culture is such they're going to galvanize every single players and give them the best shot for them to improve themselves and see what happens. But they are under no pressure culturally for them to get back in the playoff. In the finals again.
Okay. On to the next though. Last question of the day, man. What a wild lie you told just to get someone to leave you alone.
A wild lie I told someone so they can leave me alone.
I go to the gym right now too.
Damn. I don't know. I probably said something like I don't know. I don't think it's a wild lie. I told somebody I was moving out the country. But I ended up going out like 2 nights later. And they saw me at the function, so it was like I thought you were moving. But
Yeah,
as far as a wild lie, I
yeah,
never told a
Spanish
wild lie.
origin.
Actually, I'm Haitian, right? So I
Oh,
told
really?
a wild lie, and I said, listen, I do witchcraft, even though I don't know nothing
How
about
does
that shit.
how does this?
I was like, hey, I do witchcraft. I do that woo. You don't want to mess with me, and that's it. That was probably the wildest lie I ever
How,
said.
how this? First of all, I didn't know you were Haitian. Yeah,
Yeah,
what's your last name, bro?
Paulino, I'm Haitian and Dominican.
Oh, you effed me up. So you speak
Yeah,
Spanish for real?
I speak 4 languages for real:
What are those?
English, Spanish, French, Creole.
How do you speak French?
I was born in Haiti, man. I moved here when I was 6.
I mean, this fact that you were born in
Haïtien,
Haiti.
bien, man. In fact, Haïti, Haïtien, bien.
I mean, I was born and partially raised in Haiti too. But
Yeah,
I just
I'm
because
not I'm not like RJ. RJ a fake Haitian. RJ don't even speak that
no,
Creole.
no, 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 forget about RJ. No, I'm not talking about RJ. I can say I can say I'm gonna kill RJ. You would not even know.
Yeah, RJ don't understand that Creole at all. RJ understand the basic. Come on, yeah. That's it.
Is it? Talking about I'm gonna go, but tell him that I'm gonna
That's
kill
it.
him.
That's all
He
he
don't
know.
know.
Mgangu, come on, yeah, Shita. That's
Oh
it.
man, y'all funny dog.
That's it. But that's the wildest lie I ever said. I do woo, man. So yeah, but that scared her away. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Rudy.
Huh? I mean, the wildest. I mean, I don't know. I don't lie, RJ. I'll probably tell somebody I'm gonna go to the gym.
No, like you told a girl, be like, yeah, you want to see her.
Oh, it has to be with a girl, really?
What you mean? That you still lied?
I cannot speak like that on on in front of a camera, RJ. But I mean, normally I don't lie though. I mean, if you want to call it a white lie, yeah, a white lie, yeah, I might say that I'm gonna go to the gym, or I cannot, I
No,
cannot
we
say.
don't. Listen. We don't want no plain garbage lie.
Oh,
Like,
oh, oh! Are you referring to like lie to the girl to get with her?
I mean,
No, lying to
no,
her so she could
to
leave you
leave you
alone.
alone.
To leave you alone? I mean, like, what do you mean leaving you alone? Like get out of the relationship or leave you alone for the day? Or
Nah, leave you alone to like stop liking you, stop messing with you, just completely cut you off. Like
pregnant?
You said what?
you got a girl pregnant.